Okay, guys, we just got done shooting and zeroing our CZs, and I gotta say I'm impressed. Got a 10-yard zero pretty easily, and we're kind of in a compressed training environment here, but we managed to hit some things out at distance and whatever. Next attempt, we're gonna get out to the actual range where we have measured distances, out to 100 and other distances, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But I'm pretty impressed with it. Okay, now briefly, I want to talk about real quick about here we go the advantages of the traditional single action double action system. Okay, so number one, okay, there's a lot of guys, and I can't say I disagree with them, that they agree that appendix carry is the fastest, the easiest to access in different conditions, whether seated on your back, whatever. It's easiest to conceal. All the things that we've talked about since 2005, when everybody thought appendix carry was stupid, we were doing it. Okay. Now, they're concerned about replacing a striker fired pistol with a tuned trigger and all that sort of thing in appendix carry. If you do everything right, nothing happens. But they're concerned that there's times when they may not do everything right, and they'll have a mishap. I can't argue with that logic. Okay, I've been carrying Glocks in appendix, my gosh, since 2005, and it is what it is. However, I can't argue with their thinking. This allows you to carry without those concerns because there is a hammer evident, and as you holster, if you make a habit of putting your thumb on the hammer, you will always know the condition of the weapon. This is kind of like learning a manual transmission as opposed to an automatic. There's some steps that you have to take. Whenever you are done shooting and you're about to go back to holster, you need to train yourself to decock the weapon. Now, what I like about the CZ is that this decocks right to the half cock notch. So you'll notice, okay, if I lower the hammer manually, you'll see where that hammer sits, okay? The half cock notch is over here. Now you'll also notice that the trigger distance shortened, so you have a shorter double action trigger pull. Okay, now, be that as it may, train yourself to decock, thumb goes on the hammer, then you go into the holster. Good to go. Okay, no issues whatsoever. You have to train yourself to decock the weapon before going back to the holster. Okay, nothing that an educated first world human being with a brain can't train themselves to do. Okay, the second thing is the double action trigger. Okay, this particular one is about 6.5, 7 pounds, worked on by Josh and Paul back at the shop. Fantastic trigger, by the way, double action. Okay, you almost forget that it's double action. This is lighter than some of the Glock triggers that those strange police departments are issuing to their people, but that's a whole other story. In any case, picking this up from the nightstand in the middle of the night, whatever. This is a built-in safety as a just in case when you're not at your best prevention of having an AD. Okay, and that's what I call it, an AD. All right, the second thing is that a properly tuned single action trigger on these is so crisp and so light that it makes 1911s jealous. Okay, again, tuned by Josh and Paul at the shop. You can make shots with this in single action that are astounding because of the single action trigger. Okay, so those are advantages. Another advantage is that you can carry this weapon without a holster. Now, it's not something you want to do all the time, but you well know that there's plenty of times when you need to go and do something, and I got to put on my whole rig and everything. This, you can just put this in your waistband, stick it in your pocket, throw it in a bag, whatever, without having to have a holster on it. One of our guys on Warrior Talk, Ron, he goes as Papa, he calls this a naked gun. You can carry a naked gun if it's a double action, where you would not dream about trying that with a striker fired pistol. Okay, So anyway, that's it. The other thing is, again, the ergonomics of this are just fantastic. Okay, really impressed with this. You're going to see this in my holster more and more. Um, Again, I have other videos dealing with the advantages of the double action system. Take a look at those on our YouTube page or Vimeo page. Yeah, you know what? Later this year, for guys that are taking advantage of our CZ group buy, I'm going to have a probably a 1 day double action shooting class just specifically with these, followed by a barbecue and some what do you call it, fireside socializing. But anyway, that's it. Great new things coming. Thank you for watching, and come by the new store when you get a chance.